Today on Aqua Kids.
Come join the Aqua Kids as we explore the South Chickamauga Creek in Georgia and learn how fish are indicators of water quality.
Aqua Kids, doing what we have to do, saving our earth, land, air, and sea. All we gotta do is keep it green and blue, for me and you. Aqua Kids.
Welcome to Aqua Kids. I'm Hannah Jones. Drew, I am so glad you're dressed for the occasion. We are here on the South Chickamauga River in Georgia. I want you to go grab the other Aqua Kids, head on down to the water, and we're going to take a sampling of fish to find out how this waterway's doing.
Sounds like a plan.
Head on.
Hey guys. Hey Drew.
Drew joined Aqua Kids Andrew and Lily, along with Dr. Anna George, director of the Tennessee Aquarium Conservation Institute. Dr. George explained to the Aqua Kids that they will collect fish by seining. It's a fishing method that uses a net called a seine. The seine has floats on the top and is held down at the bottom by weights. Once the net was in place, it was time to do the darter shuffle.
Y'all know what the darter shuffle is?
No.
All right, so we're gonna move our feet back and forth across our body as we move towards the net, and all of the fish are gonna go in the net.
That's sweet. All right.
Let's do it. Nice and easy. Keep that shuffle coming towards us. Catching some fish here. And all the way towards us, up towards the red line. Keep it up, and 1, 2, 3, lift.
Yeah. Let's see what we've got.
All right, you've got some baby log perch in there. There's a couple of darters and a couple of minnows. So we'll pull it up on the gravel bank and see what we have.
Bernie, it's so great to see you after so long. Thank you for being our resident expert today and helping the kids figure out what these fish are. Hopefully you can give them some insight on how this creek is doing. Ready to go see what they caught?
Ready to go, and it's so good seeing you after so many years. Let's do it. All right, what do we got over here, guys? Looks like we got a darter.
Just drop them in here.
Got a little log perch. Notice he's got tiger stripes on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got that little pointy nose, and he flips rocks over with that, and he uses that to eat the little insects underneath the rocks. Then we also have a little minnow here called a big-eye chub, and we also have a little crawdad or crayfish. There's over 80 different kinds of crawdads in Tennessee.
Really? So do you know what type this is?
I don't. It's a juvenile, so it'd be pretty hard to tell what it is. And I'm a fish guy, not a crayfish guy.
We got a clam.
You got a clam. Now that's introduced clam from Asia.
Okay.
And they're almost throughout the United States now. But there's a lot of native fishes that eat them.
So they don't cause a problem?
Not really. They compete a little bit with the native mussels for food, but they're not a huge problem.
Okay.
I don't know, Bernie, these fish are insane.
Yes, they are. This net is called a seine, and they're in it. You are right, sir. What you got there?
What's this one?
Oh, throw them in those little tank. Let's see
I
what
think
you
we might have gotten the same type.
It's the same one.
All right, so get a close-up on this guy swimming on the top. Okay, throw him in there too. Way to go, Lily. All right, so that's a bigger big-eye chub. Oh, he just did a little flip. Oh, look at that. He's an acrobat. That's pretty awesome.
So what's that guy on the bottom there?
The guy on the bottom is a stone roller. He has a little ridge of cartilage on his lower jaw, and he scrapes stones and scrapes the algae off of them. When he does that, the stones roll, hence the name stone roller.
So what I have here is a log perch.
And Andrew, what do you remember about water quality if you find a log perch?
I remember that they're an indicator species, so there's really good water quality here when you find them.
Good job.
And a cool fact about log perch is they've got that pointy long nose that they use to flip rocks over and eat the little aquatic insects that live underneath the rocks.
That's so cool.
And if you put them in a tank and you go to bed at night, you hear little rocks hitting against the side of the tank all night long as they're looking for food.
What's this one?
That's a really small sunfish. In the southeast, they call them a brim, and that's a bluegill.
Oh, wow.
We've got an adult one here in the bucket that we can check out here in just a bit.
Cool. Bernie, what's that in there?
We've got a large bluegill. These guys get their name because look at that gill.
Wow.
It's blue, and then
That's
it's
beautiful.
orange underneath.
You say it's a sunfish?
That is a sunfish. Yeah, that's a nice big male.
Okay, looks like you did a great job on the first catch. I think we can do even better on the second. Why don't you go give it a try?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Now it's time for Aqua Quiz with your host, Drew Cruz.
I'm your host, Drew Cruz.
It's now time for you, the viewer, to test your knowledge with Aqua Quiz. Let's get started. There are many factors that affect river and stream water quality. Which one of these does not? Is it A, pH, B, dissolved oxygen, C, evaporation, or D, temperature? We'll have the answer right after the break.
Aqua Kids will be right back.
So have you come up with the answer? There are many factors that affect water quality, including pH, dissolved oxygen, temperature, and many more. So that means the answer is C, evaporation. Evaporation is not a critical factor in determining water quality, but we'll see you next week with another Aqua Quiz.
Welcome back to Aqua Kids.
Hey Lily, do you want to hold this into the seine?
You bet.
All right, just make sure you walk along the bank until you get to the spot where you're going to set it so we don't disturb the habitat.
Okay.
All right, Aqua Kids, I need your help kicking. We're going to do the darter shuffle again.
This is my favorite
You ready?
part.
We're on it. One, two, three, lift. Big lift. All right, we've got a few different things in here. Let's pull them up on the bank and check them out.
All right.
Alrighty. Good second kick, guys. Let's see what we got. Oh, that's a river chub. Throw them in this little aquarium here. Let's check them out.
Oh wow, he's pretty big.
Well, they get a lot bigger. They'll get 7, 8 inches long. And these guys actually build big rock nests in the stream that can be a couple feet across and a foot tall.
Wow.
A female will come in and she'll lay her eggs, and then the male gets a couple rocks and covers them, and he does that over and over again. And then what's really cool, there's other minnows that spawn over the top of the nest, and he guards and covers up their eggs too.
So they're the engineers of the fish world.
They really are. That's very good. All right, that looks like another stone roller. Those are the ones that eat the algae on the rocks. So let's see what else we got.
Is this a snail?
That is a snail, and they're in a group called a limea, and they're pretty good indicators of good water quality.
Great.
Oh, Bernie, look what Lily has.
Oh, that's awesome. A hog sucker. Let's throw them in there and
Oh,
check them
yeah.
out. So these guys, look at the saddles on their back. That helps break up their body pattern, and they're sort of camouflaged. They look like the rocks on the bottom of the stream. And notice his big lips that sort of stick down off the bottom. He cruises around along the stream and sucks up aquatic insects for food.
Okay, Bernie, from what we're seeing and Aqua Kids, from what you've seen, what do we think about the water quality here?
Looks pretty good so far.
It's really in good shape for being semi-urban setting that the stream's in, and there's quite a bit of agriculture upstream, but it's in pretty good shape.
I'm here with my friend Bernie from Tennessee, which is the Tennessee Aquarium Conservation Institute. Thank you so much again for having us here today, and tell me what you've been up to.
So the Tennessee Aquarium Conservation Institute, our mission is to protect aquatic animals and the habitat they live in. And I work particularly with endangered and threatened species of fishes. And one of the reasons I've been coming here to the South Chick for several years is the threatened snail darter lives here. And what's kind of cool, its scientific name is Persina tenaci, which is the same as our acronym for the Institute, and that's the Cherokee word for Tennessee.
Oh, fantastic. And how do you think we're doing? Great? Not so great?
We're doing pretty good. There's about 70 species of fish that you find in South Chickamauga Creek, which is pretty high diversity.
Yeah.
And there are some problems. There's some agriculture upstream, and the city of Ringgold's upstream, and some urban development. But overall, this watershed's in pretty good shape, and we're working to try and keep it that way.
Okay, Bernie, tell people at home and here what they can do to help preserve the South Chickamauga Creek and the creeks in their own backyard.
All right, well, folks at home, what you can do, first of all, is don't waste food. The more food you waste at the table, the more farming needs to be done, and the more chemicals need to be put on those fields, and that, during a rain event, just washes right into the creeks.
Eat everything on your plate.
That's right, Mom was right. Number two, don't put too much fertilizer and weed control on your lawns. That's the biggest crop in the United States is grass. Because when it rains, it washes into the streets, into the sewer system, and once again, right into the creeks, and that's bad for all those aquatic critters that live here.
help save the critters. Thanks again, Bernie. We'll be right back. More with Aqua Kids when we return.
The gray wolf, ancestor to our modern dog, is found scattered throughout North America, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Once numbering in the millions, its population has fallen below 250,000 worldwide. An intelligent pack hunter, the wolf has a complex social structure and strong family bonds similar to humans. The ancient people learned to hunt by watching wolves. These carnivores keep herbivore species healthy by preying only on the weak and injured, preventing overpopulation and overgrazing. Habitat loss, conflicts with humans over livestock, and our fears are the greatest threats to this misunderstood creature. Find out ways you can help the gray wolf and other apex predators on our website.
Hi, Hannah here. For more information on today's show, go to AquaKids.tv. Welcome back to Aqua Kids. Back at the river, they're making a third pass with the seine. Let's see what they came up with this time.
What do we have here?
That looks like some really big stone rollers. Where do stone rollers live and eat?
On the bottom?
Yep, so what I want you to do is grab a stone roller, put them in your hand, flip them over, and feel the lower jaw on that guy. And they use that to scrape algae off of rocks on the bottom of rivers. Really cool character we use for these fish. Get them wet again, let them take a breath.
Do you have anything else? What's this guy up here on your lily fish?
Oh, that is a silverside. Well spotted. So these are silversides. They live on the top of the water, so exactly the opposite place where the stone rollers live. That means you did a really good job keeping your float line up and your lead line down on the seine. So they feed on the surface with that upturned mouth. Really pretty fish. This is one of the smaller ones, but still got that nice silvery side. Look at the helgramite.
Whoa.
Oh, those are totally cool. We love helgramites. Let's take them over and show Bernie.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Bernie, we got something special for you here.
Oh my goodness, look at that. That is awesome. Helgramites. And this one looks like he's recently molted.
Whoa.
They have an exoskeleton that protects them, and when they grow, they actually have to shed that exoskeleton and grow a new one. And this guy, you can see his head's all yellow, and he's just getting that new exoskeleton hardened to protect him, so he's kind of soft right now.
So he can't bite you now, can he?
No, but his little buddy over here can. He's got those little pinchers on the front of his face, and they do hurt when they grab hold of you, especially between your fingers.
So with these guys here, what does this mean for the creek?
It means that we have pretty good water quality. If you look closely, you can see that they're pumping their gills along the side of their bodies, and if there's too much fine sediments in the stream, it clogs up those gills and they can't breathe right, and you won't find helgramites.
Okay, Aqua Kids, name another aquatic exoskeleton.
A crab. Good job.
Well, a crab would be in the marine environment, but here in fresh water, they're crawdads, crayfish, mud bugs. We've seen a couple of those already today.
You can also eat those too.
You can.
So do these macroinvertebrates turn into some type of fly later in their life?
They do. When they metamorphose into an adult, they're called a Dobson fly, and they get about this big. And they've got really dusky wings and big mouth parts, but they don't feed as adults. They just go off, breed, and then they die.
Whoa, what's that?
Wow.
This is pretty awesome. We just captured a long-nosed gar. These are really ancient fish. You might want to feel their scales. They have almost like an armoring on them.
Wow.
You'll also notice they've got a long snout with very sharp teeth. So be careful when you're handling these.
Looks like a pipefish.
Yeah.
It does look kind of like that. Oh, there we go. We got the mouth open now.
Wow.
They're pretty cool. I'm gonna let them take a breath. Try to get them off of Dave's finger there. One thing about gar is they're adapted to very low oxygen environments. So these guys can actually come up to the surface and breathe a gulp of air. It's pretty cool.
That's so neat. Is this as big as they get?
Oh no, this is actually a small one. They get up to about 2 meters long, so 6 feet.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is the long-nosed gar a native species?
It is absolutely native to the southeast, and its range extends all the way up to the Great Lakes.
Wow.
One of 4 native gar that we have here in the southeast.
Is there any specific reason for its long pointy nose?
Well, they use that to catch fish. We saw its sharp teeth earlier, and what they do is they'll sneak up alongside a prey item looking kind of like a log, and then suddenly they'll snap to the side and grab a fish.
Wow.
Pretty tricky.
I've had a great time today collecting fishes with Lily, Drew, and Andrew here at the creek. We're really excited at the Tennessee Aquarium Conservation Institute to work with Aqua Kids. One of our main missions is to educate kids all across the country about how cool fresh water and the aquatic critters that live in it are. And if you don't know about these cool critters, you're not going to care to protect them. And without our protection, they're going to start disappearing.
Oh, hi. I'm so glad you're here. You know, it always excites me to meet young people who love to protect the earth as much as I do. Young people who are pioneering powerful ways to conserve and protect our planet for all of us. I call them eco-defenders. Let's find out what they're up to.
My name is Isaac Astle. I'm a divestment campaigner with 350.org Australia. Divestment is the opposite of investment. So instead of putting your money into something, we're asking people to take their money out of something. And that something is the fossil fuel industry. 350.org reckons that coal, gas and oil should be left where it belongs, in the ground, not in our atmosphere. There's a bank in Australia called Commonwealth Bank. Commonwealth Bank right now is thinking about investing in a giant, very destructive coal port right alongside the Great Barrier Reef. And myself, along with 100 other young people, we went along to a Commonwealth Bank branch, and lots of us went and shut our accounts, those of us that were with Commonwealth Bank, and others of us just went there to deliver a message to say, we don't want to grow up alongside a bank here in Australia that's going to think about investing in such a destructive project. So yeah, there's been hundreds and thousands of youth talking to these banks, saying to banks in Australia, if you want to invest in our future, you need to divest from fossil fuels. So I think the most important thing that young people can do is get out there, get involved. You know, find a local environment group in your school, find a local environment group at your university, in your hometown. Getting involved sounds a little bit scary or not quite sure, but it's a lot of fun. I'm Isaac Astle, and you're now watching Aqua Kids.
Wasn't that amazing? Okay, now it's your turn. If you or someone you know is doing something remarkable to help our planet, let us know about it, and you could be our next eco-defender. I gotta go.
Want to keep up with our adventures? Follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Aqua Kids will be right back.
I'm Jalen, and this is Earth Edition. Without water, humans could not exist. This is why there are efforts all over the world to look at the quality of water, from smallest creeks to the vast oceans. Countries are working together to collect and share this information. Water quality is determined by water temperature, chemical makeup, and indicator species. To know if a species is present, absent, or abundant helps to assess the health of a body of water. For example, in the South Chickamauga Creek in Georgia, Snail Darters and Stargazing Minnows are indicator species. In the Northwest Pacific Ocean, salmon are indicator species. Each body of water is unique, so by sharing water quality information, it can empower us all to take action to preserve, protect, and improve our planet. This has been Earth Edition, and I'm Jalen.
Welcome back to Aqua Kids.
Hey guys, look what I got here. It's awesome.
Wow.
This is the federally threatened snail darter, Persina tenaci. So it's cool for several reasons. First, our acronym for the Tennessee Aquarium Conservation Institute is tenaci. And this is Persina tenaci. So this is our mascot fish. And that's a Cherokee name for Tennessee, tenaci. Notice it's got those 3 saddles on its back. What fish had those 3 saddles earlier that we saw?
Oh, the hogsucker.
Way to go, Drew. Yep, you're right. This is called the snail darter because it predominantly eats snails. And what do we see a lot of out there in the stream, guys?
Snails.
Snails. Now this is a juvenile. He was just spawned probably back in February or March. And he's looking good. This is a really good indicator that the stream's doing well.
Why is it threatened?
These guys don't do well behind dams. They need a flowing river. And a lot of the upper Tennessee River, where they're native to, has a whole lot of dams on it. And they're only found below the dams in the flowing water, and those habitats are pretty rare.
So what are people trying to do to protect them?
So we're trying to protect the rivers and creeks that they still occur in by making sure too much sediment and other water pollution doesn't get into those creeks.
Interested in learning how you can help protect our waterways? Check us out at AquaKids.tv. I'm so glad that you guys had the opportunity today to meet Bernie and to learn about what the Tennessee Aquarium Conservation Institute is doing to help protect the waters in our own backyards. What did you guys find interesting?
That there's a new way to seine by doing the shuffle.
Fun.
I thought it was awesome that we found that snail darter, and it's such a rare species in our own backyard.
That long-nosed gar used a very simplistic way to catch their food, by flipping their head to the side. That's how I catch my prey.
Remember, it's up to you to keep it green and blue. Help protect our planet, and we'll see you next time on Aqua Kids.
Bye.
Aqua Kids, Aqua Kids, doing what we have to do. Saving our earth, land, air, and sea. All we gotta do is keep it green and blue.